Project Zomboid is a survival crafting game like no other. It has gained a reputation for being incredibly difficult, yet extremely rewarding, and this reputation is well earned. Recently, I've explored the world of Project Zomboid and learned quite a few things. So today, I'm going to discuss some of the things I wish I knew before playing Project Zomboid. Now, if you find this video helpful and or enjoyable, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more Project Zomboid videos. But without further ado, welcome to Savin's World. My name is Savin, and here are 10 things I wish I knew before playing Project Zomboid. First and foremost, Project Zomboid is hard and not for the faint of heart. You will die a lot. The game makes this perfectly clear. The opening cutscene explicitly says this is how you die. So you need to understand this fact before jumping into Project Zomboid. While it is possible to survive and thrive in this game, it takes a lot of work, experience, and luck to reach that point. So don't think you are going to just jump in and immediately dominate. If that is your expectation, you will be humbled by this game. But if you know what you're getting into, you'll take each death as a learning experience, improve your skills over time, and eventually learn to survive and thrive. I made the mistake of jumping into Project Zomboid completely blind. I didn't research the game at all. I didn't watch any Project Zomboid videos. I didn't even bother to complete the tutorial. This was a massive mistake. At the bare minimum, you should go through the tutorial. Even though it's not the most in-depth tutorial ever created, it will teach you the basics, like how to swing your weapon. So don't pull a stupid like me and go in blind. Do a little research, or at least play through the tutorial to learn the basics. Project Zomboid is highly customizable, so you should absolutely take advantage of this fact. You can adjust practically everything, from the amount of loot available, to your character's starting stats, the difficulty of enemies, the amount of zombies in the world, or if zombies will spawn at all. So if you're having difficulty dealing with the zombie jerks, you can go into your settings and adjust the numbers. I would even recommend turning the zombies off for a few hours. Learn the basic controls, and then start a new game with zombie spawn set to low. Play in this world until you get the hang of dealing with the zombies. You can continually adjust the settings to increase the difficulty as your skills increase. So take advantage of the customization factor in Project Zomboid. Which brings us to number 4. Project Zomboid is highly complex, and some of the features are very unintuitive. The zombie jerks are not the only thing you have to contend with in this game. You need to keep your character hydrated and fed. You need to worry about shelter. You need to worry about the weather. There are so many facets to this game. It can be a bit overwhelming and will take time to master each area of the game. So my advice is to take them one at a time. Set a goal and focus on one specific area. Want to figure out cooking in Project Zomboid? Focus on cooking. Start a zombie-free playthrough and experiment with the cooking mechanics. Want to learn about carpentry and building? Same principle applies. Spend a little time on each area to at least learn the basics. Then put all of those pieces together in a complete playthrough. Now, I will have detailed tutorial videos on each facet of Project Zomboid coming in the future. But until then, spend a little bit of time experimenting and learning the ropes. Project Zomboid is definitely complex and unintuitive, and it will take some work to master. Number 5 on my list is do not play this game with a controller. Project Zomboid is definitely a mouse and keyboard game. While it does have controller support, the game is far too complex to be played with a gamepad. So if you are new to the game, save yourself a lot of frustration and headaches and learn to use the mouse and keyboard to play Project Zomboid. Now let's discuss some combat basics. Battling the zombie jerks is not an easy task in Project Zomboid. First, you need to equip a weapon, of which there are many varieties. In order to swing your weapon and attack, you need to hold down the control button on your keyboard or hold down the right mouse button. This puts your character into combat mode. Now you can simply click the left mouse button to swing your weapon. But you don't just want to stand there. It is best to continuously move backwards while fighting, unless you are looking to take advantage of the next item on our list. If you happen to knock a zombie to the ground, you can keep them down by standing on them. They will not be able to attack you or stand back up, so long as your character is standing on the downed zombie. This tactic is great for dealing with small groups of zombies. Knock a zombie jerk down, stand on top of it, and ready yourself for the next one heading your way. Rinse and repeat until all the zombies are either dead or down. Then simply stay on top and attack the downed zombies to finish them off. This is a great tactic to use when dealing with 2 or 3 zombies at a time. But you can quickly get overwhelmed, which brings us to number 8. Discretion is the better part of valor. Sometimes it is best to run away and live to fight another day. So get used to the idea of turning tail and running. You will be doing this quite often. It is absolutely necessary at times if you wish to survive. Taking on 2 or 3 zombies is manageable, but taking on a horde of zombies is something completely different. So if you start to attract too much attention from the zombie jerks, that is the time to turn around and run away. Now let's talk about guns. Firearms are often romanticized in survival games. Players look to get their hands on guns ASAP and use them to mow down the zombie jerks. Project Zomboid, however, is a completely different animal. Firing off a gun in this game is like ringing the dinner bell for the zombie jerks. A single shot will alert every zombie in the area to your presence. They will descend upon your location en masse and eat you. Now there is a time and place for firearm usage in Project Zomboid, but make sure you are ready to deal with the horde before using firearms. In the early game, firearm usage will almost certainly result in your death, so tread carefully when deciding to fire off that gun. After my first foray into the world of Project Zomboid, I actually set the game aside for a bit, but I wish I knew how incredibly rewarding this game can be. Project Zomboid can be extremely frustrating. It is highly complex and unintuitive, and definitely difficult to master. But don't allow these facts to discourage you. Don't give up. Stick with it. Your first go, you may only last like 10 minutes before getting eaten. That is okay. It happens to almost everybody. Simply pick yourself up, brush that death off, and get back to it. The next time around, you may survive for an hour. Keep at it, and eventually you will learn the necessary skills to thrive. You see, every game of Project Zomboid you play is an opportunity to do just a little bit better. Everything you learn, every obstacle you overcome brings a sense of accomplishment. And that feeling of accomplishment builds and builds. And that is the genius of Project Zomboid. You will not master this game in a day, or a week, or a month, or maybe not even in a year, but the incremental progress you make is so satisfying and rewarding, as long as you don't give up. So stick with it. I assure you folks, it will definitely be worth it. Now, if you found this video helpful and or enjoyable, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Project Zomboid videos coming your way in the future. But for now, this is Savin saying thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you in the next one.